So these are depictions of what adrenal fatigue symptoms look like. You've got difficulty getting up in the morning, lethargy, increased efforts to do everyday tasks, decreased sex drive, as we talked about before, decreased ability to handle stress. How many of you have this phenomenon? You're really tired when you wake up in the morning. Okay? Now, keep your hands up. Keep your hands up. How many of you have a burst of energy in the evening? Okay? Interesting, right? That's reverse adrenal fatigue profile. That means your cortisol levels are flipped. Okay? Increased PMS, mild depression, less enjoyment with life, memory loss, craving salt. Now, this is how many people feel lightheaded when you stand up? Raise your hands high, please. Lightheaded. Okay. How many people see lights when they stand up? Sometimes. How many people have blacked out when they stand up? Okay. So why are the adrenal glands responsible for that? When you're sitting, your brain is here, your blood is here. When you stand, your brain is now here and your blood is still there. Right? There's a delay to bring it back up. And the adrenal glands are responsible for sending the chemicals to tighten up the blood vessels to push the blood up to the brain. So if you stand up and feel dizzy, that means your adrenals are tired and they had a delay to push out the chemicals to keep blood up to the brain. Why do you feel dizzy? Because your body's saying, sit down, fool. You are losing blood to your brain. Now, what happens if you lose enough blood to your brain for a long enough period of time? It's a very scary medical word. What's it called? A stroke. It's called a stroke. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how the body is very smart in trying to keep you alive despite everything that's going on. So what happens is that when you stand up and there's a mild delay, you get a bit dizzy, and either you sit down or it kind of recovers. The next stage is you see lights, because that means you're not getting enough blood to your brain quick enough that the occipital lobes, it's the part of the brain in the back responsible for vision, start to fire randomly from lack of oxygen. And when the parts of the brain responsible for your vision fire randomly, what do you see? Random visions of light. Does that make sense? Then the third stage is you start blacking out. Now, why is blacking out very intelligent for you to do, even though you may risk smashing your head on the way down? Yeah, so you lay horizontal whether you like it or not, so the blood pools to the brain. Doesn't that make perfect sense? I mean, truly, doesn't it make perfect sense? If your body is weak, there's a safety mechanism to try to alert you there's a problem, and B, get your butt on the ground in case there is a real problem to prevent stroke. Does that make sense? Okay. So if you are lightheaded, unless you're dehydrated, I say you absolutely have some degree of adrenal fatigue. And if you see lights and you're blacking out, then there's no question in my head, unless you're severely dehydrated.